Hi family, Miss Akins here. In our Nature Walk with Words today, check out these huge rocks. So, in the word rock, it's a one syllable word, so say rock, one syllable. So now let's listen to the sounds we hear. Rock, rock. I'm talking about this sound here. This is the tricky one. This is the digraph, that's a CK sound. But in the ground, I'm going to write rock, R, O, all the way up. Don't pick up your pencil when you write the letter. And C. Okay. And in the studio, I'm going to tell you a rule about when to use this CK. I think I've done a video before, but it has to do with this vowel right there. All right, bye guys. See you in the studio. Hi family. So we are back from our nature walk with words. And the word we decoded in the ground was the word rock. And I told you I wanted to talk to you about that last sound, the k sound at the end. Here we are with the word rock. And in this word, I want us to pay attention to two different things in the consonant sounds. I'm not talking about the syllable type or the vowel pattern right now, but in the consonant sounds. So I want us to pay attention, of course, we're going to talk about this CK right here, and when to know what pattern to use when we're making that k sound at the end of a word. And also we're going to talk about this one right here, this R sound. Okay, there's a digraph that could also make the sound R. Let's go ahead and knock this sound out of the way. So when I say the sound R, there are two things that can make that sound R. Just the letter R, like in the word red, and WR can make the sound R, like in the word wrist, like your wrist, or like in the word write, like you're gonna write something down, or like in the word wrench, like a tool that you use. These are the two things that can make the sound R. Now, something to be careful with when you're teaching and first learning that the sound for this letter R, we want to be sure that we are saying the correct sound it makes. And it's making the sound R. Okay. A lot of times we will say or you'll hear other teachers or people represent the sound and they'll say it makes it sound And the reason we don't want to do that is because it's tricky, because there is a vowel pattern, which, remember, vowel patterns represent syllables that will make that sound All these right here will make this sound So we got to be careful when we say the sound for this letter. It's not it's R. And it's very important when we're going to learn how to spell these words. So in the word rock, we talked about need to know this sound. Then we have our vowel right here in the middle. And then we have our last sound, which is a consonant. So this is actually considered a closed syllable type. You hear me talk about syllable types because you've got a consonant, you got a vowel, and you got a consonant. You see that pattern right there? Anytime you have this little pattern in a syllable, that's a closed syllable, and it's going to let us know that this vowel is making the short vowel sound. Now, when we say the sound k, okay, how many different things can make that sound k that you know of? We already said the word, it's CK in the word rock, but I'm going to show you the different patterns and letters that will make the sound k. So these are all the different things that can make the sound k in English. It could be just the letter C, like in the word cat. It could be just the letter K, like in the word kite. It could be CK, like in the word black. And CH can also make the sound k. It's the second sound it makes. The first sound it makes is ch. The second sound is k, like in Christmas or chemistry. It'll make that sound k too. Now, When to know what k sound to use at the end of a word. All right, and it has to do with what the vowel pattern is in this middle, okay? And long story short, if it's a CVC word like this, and it's a short vowel sound, and that last sound is gonna be k, it's gonna be the CK, okay? I'm gonna do a word sort here, and let's see if we can kind of see what pattern we're finding, if we can kind of see what pattern's coming up. So let me go ahead and I'll turn my camera around. So this is taken from a program called Words Their Way. And this is from page 31, and it's actually the series within words. So we're going to do the final sound of K. Is it going to be CK, KE, or just the single K? And remember, I said it was kind of important to pay attention to this vowel, because if it's going to be this KE sound right here, that's a different pattern. There we go. Let's do like. Okay, L, I, K, E. Okay. This is considered a vowel consonant E pattern because you got your vowel right here. Okay. You got a consonant. Right there. And then you got your E. So you got your vowel, consonant, E. All right. Remember, we talked about these cards. We had them in our little, on our pocket chart before in words, like I think in pine. When that's our pattern, we need to pay attention to what the k sound that we're using. And when it's this kind of vowel pattern or syllable type, it will be the K sound. Because if you put a C there, it changes it to a different sound. You see that? Like ice. And it's in the syllable type vowel consonant E, you're going to be using a K at the end of the sound. And when it's a single syllable word and it's a closed syllable, like in rock, you're going to be using CK. Or like if it's a totally different syllable type, like in, let's say shook, the uh-oh will be a K too. So let's just go through some of these words. I'm going to say the word and then I'll show it, and then we'll see what category it goes in. Kick. We got k, ick, I. Short vowel sound, closed syllable, so it should be this one. Kick. There we go. Next word. Cook. K, ook, Well, that's not a closed syllable, so that's going to have to be this one. Next word. Spoke. Spoke. O. All right, that's a tricky one, but it's a vowel consonant, so it's going to be okay. How about shake? Okay. How about sick? Ick. CK. How about truck? Sock. Strike. Look. Very good. It's the like. Okay. All right, guys. So that was just a quick little lesson on when to use the k sound when it's the final sound in a word, and an example of doing a word sort using an example from Words Your Way. All right, bye, guys. I hope everyone has a beautiful day.